It's a directed net, and it works from the login list that I have keeping here by hand. So say your call is pretty slow. The net meets weekly on Saturdays at 1500 UTC. Let me lower this a little bit. There it is. Okay. Through linked repeaters throughout the region, which is pretty much the world, and originates today, as I said, from Cape Cod. Any stations with emergency or priority traffic, please call now. Having heard none, is there any mobiles who or other stations that would like to participate but can't stay with us for a long time? Go ahead. Okay, we haven't heard anything. Okay, when stations call in, can you give your name and your location? Uh, Before we proceed, we want to get into some housekeeping things that we always do. Uh, we recommend that the stations using and have busy channel lockout feature be able to turn that on so we don't talk on each other. Please avoid tailgating whenever using the Quadnet. Therefore, we won't be stepping on each other. Make sure that you're not over broadcasting someone else. So, um, so this is WA1EXA. We'll be looking for check-ins. Looking for check-ins. Go ahead. This is KD4IZ.
84 IZ and 4 CSC. Good morning, Jeff.
N5 RTF.
Okay, so far I have PY2BBR, KD4IZ, N4ISC, and 5RTS. I have station K3. I didn't get the rest of the call. So you can tell me that. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Correction, the call is Norway 4 Tango Sugar Panda.
And please correct my call sign PY2 Bravo Bravo Quebec. 73 is everybody.
KD4IZ, are you still there?
Very much so. Somewhat surprised. I'm only receiving about half the transmissions this morning. I do see that the K3 call, K3FCT, was trying to check in. His audio was so broken, I couldn't hear his call. I need to keep it short this morning, but thank you for taking the net, Mark. I really appreciate that. And with that, let me go ahead and sign out. I need to move on and get a couple of other things done this morning, but I did want to make sure that I got checked in for the numbers, KD4Is.
Okay, Jack, we got you. I know I'm having the same problems. I'm not hearing everybody, and luckily I can hear it through the YouTube better than I can hear it through the radio. So I don't know. I thought it was just me, but I guess it's the system. Okay, we'll wish you a good day then, and listen along if you can. N4 TSC. Jared, go ahead. N4 TSC. Are you there, Jared?
Yeah, Norway for Tango Sugar Canada. I'm using the Droid Store on the iPhone, and not on the iPhone, but on an analog phone because I have a problem with my Pi Store. So I'm not sure whether you're hearing me well, and I'm a little bit confused because the link that I'm watching on the YouTube streaming is not coordinated with this, and so I'm not sure whether what's happening. Did you pose a question to me, over?
No, I didn't. We're seeing all of you having that problem. For some reason, the audio through the repeaters and through the quad system seems to be not steady. But I'm hearing everybody through the link to the the YouTube link. Although there is a long lag, so that may be that's a bit of a problem. But I can hear people through the YouTube link and not through the radio today. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to switch and follow on the YouTube because I hear Jay on there. I haven't heard him on this modality yet, and I'm trying to get some things straightened out. And ultimately, if Jack is listening, I'd like to contact him at the end of the net. N4PSC will be following on the YouTube only from now on. Over.
Okay, Jared. I did not hear Jack. Jack is yes, Jack is listening. KD4IC, he is listening. So you can get him on this. N5RTS, you're next on the list. Are you hearing us?
Good morning, Mark. This is N5RTF in New Orleans. Happy springtime. The equinox passed at about 4:37 this morning Central Time. So that's hopefully it's going to be a much better year than last year. I'm on an Anytone HT, late one. And going through a Pi Star in my condo. Audio is good at this end for everybody, so I don't know what the problem is elsewhere, but this seems to be working out well for me this morning. Over.
Yeah, and 5RTF. Chip, you sound fine on the radio as well as on YouTube. So your connection seems to be working fine. I was wondering one thing if you could do for me. Tomorrow, when we check into the rounds, the large net. Last week I tried to give a report to Warren, but he didn't hear me. He thought I was just checking in again. And if when he calls for you, because this doesn't really call for me, when he calls for you, could you tell him that so far today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if anybody else joins, I'll let you know. Five, yeah, contacts for this net because he probably hears you and not me. If you don't mind, go ahead.
Roger, I'll be glad to do that. Give me an update when we finish the net.
Okay. N3FC, K3, I'm sorry, K3FC. Can't read my own handwriting. Go ahead.
This is K3FCT, Kilo 3, Foxtrot Zulu Tango in Philadelphia on a DB megacast straight into the internet. No radio involved. Wave 1. I was trying to use my Yaesu FT991A on Wires X into a YSF configured hotspot, but apparently you were not hearing me. I hope you are hearing me now. Over.
Yes, Stephen, we're hearing you fine. No problem. It's working well. Go ahead.
That's great. This little DB megacast does D-Star, DMR, and Yaesu System Fusion. I'm using Yaesu System Fusion into the Quadnet array at the moment, and trying to become a little bit familiar with that since I have this bigger, although still portable, Yaesu FT991A. Quick COVID-19 report, since we're a medical group. The infection rate in Philadelphia is bumping around, but it's pretty much plateaued. Some question if there isn't a slight upward trend again. A lot of disputation between the state government and the county governments in the so-called collar counties around Philadelphia. Bucks, Montgomery, Delaware, and Chester counties. The state wants to put 1 or 2 mega vaccine sites in, and the counties complain that too many people won't be able to get the vaccine that way. That's enough news from here. Happy to respond to questions. This is Steve, Kilo 3, Foxtrot Zulu Tango in West Mount Airy, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Very good, Steve. WA, what do you have to say? Does anyone have any questions for your K3FCT? Go ahead. Don't hear any. Well, next is Hilton. I know I didn't forget you, Hilton. PY2 BBQ. How are things down in Brazil?
Okay, Mark, Whiskey Alpha 1, Echo X-Ray Alpha, Papa Yankee 2, Bravo, Bravo, Quebec returning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, well, the situation here in Brazil, it's not easy regarding COVID-19. You've probably been seeing it in the press. We are peaking the second wave. Actually, it's still, this loop is still rising very quickly. We are about to have a full all the beds in the internal intensive care units here in the state of São Paulo. It's more than 90% of occupation. So we are about to break the health system. We are locked down here in São Paulo for 2 weeks from now, and let's hope the situation will get better in the following days. The vaccination here in Brazil is going on. We have about 15 million people vaccinated so far in the country, 15 million doses of vaccine. It's going on. Of course, it's not as fast as we wish it could be, but anyway, in the number of given vaccines, we are in the fifth, we are the number 5 in the world. It's not such a bad policy, but it's not as fast as we needed to control the pandemics. Wait, one. So that's the situation related to COVID-19 in Brazil. We have studied the graphs of many other countries, and since the beginning of the pandemics, and it seems that here in Brazil we are always a few weeks or a month and so delayed from what happens in Europe and North America. So in spite of the effects of the vaccine, I really expect a drop in the new cases and the number of deaths in the following days or weeks. Of course, there is a correlation between the vaccination and the decrease of new cases, as it's being seen in the United States, but it's also being seen in other countries where the vaccination is not so fast, like Mexico, Canada, and many other countries in Europe, where they have barely started the vaccination and the cases are decreasing in the second wave. Well, regarding the transmission, I'm working here with the DV Star, with the TUM DV, straight to the internet without a radio, and I'm working through the Brandmeister network, the TG 312 TAM, I'm not sure, and I'm hearing everybody very well. What you're receiving in the YouTube is exactly what I'm receiving here in my Blue DV. Another point, there was one of the members, yes, it was Gerald, and for TSC, that is transmitting through the Droid Star. It's working great. The Droid Star is working great, and we can hear you with an excellent audio. Okay, so back to the net control. Mark Whiskey Alpha 1 Echo X-Ray Alpha PY2 BBQ, over.
PY2BBQ, WA1EXA. Well, Hilton, I can't hear you at all through the radio, but I copied you through the YouTube. And I don't know if it was just me or if anyone else. Did anyone hear Hilton through the radio instead of the YouTube?
This WJB, I did not hear.
Only through YouTube, K3FZT.
It was probably related to my microphone that was linked to the DV, to the blue DV. Please report if you can hear me now. Back to you, Mark, PY2BBQ.
Hilton, you doubled with the net controller, and he couldn't hear you. So I can just tell you that you are only coming through currently through the YouTube.
Well, I'm sorry about that, so I'll keep on streaming and try to transmit another way in the next round. 73.
It's difficult. WA1EXA. Sorry, I spoke on top of Hilton. And for TFC, you only made about half of a transmission, both on radio and through the YouTube. So I don't know exactly what you said. You said he was transmitting on one, not coming through something, but didn't get the whole message. Could you try it again?
Yeah, WA1EXA N4TS. So I was just trying to get everybody on the same page. Hilton is coming through streaming on YouTube, and at the same time that he was coming through, you were coming through, and you were both talking simultaneously, but he couldn't be heard by you because he's only coming through on the YouTube. And there's about a 10-second delay between the two. So I guess if you're going to turn it over to Hilton, you have to wait about 10 seconds to make sure that you can copy him through YouTube, because he's not coming through on the radio, and he said it's probably an issue with his microphone. I hope that cleared it up a little bit. Back to you, WA1EXA.
more than a couple of weeks away to turning it loose to anybody age 16 or and above. So, and they're supposed to have some mass vaccination sites throughout the state, particularly one very large one in Cleveland that's under planning as well. So, not too much to say, and there's got to be an internet issue. I was thinking to blame Quadnet, but I don't think it's just Quadnet. I think it's lots of things, and I wouldn't be surprised in a day or two from now we hear about somebody's main trunk is partially out. So I'll give it back to you there, and Mark, and thanks for taking the WJB.
WJ8B, WA1EXA. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not blaming, obviously. I'm happy with what we have. Yeah, it's so complex that there's so many links along the way. Any one of them could be having a problem. But we can just make do. Since we do have two ways of hearing each other. As far as Massachusetts is concerned, on COVID, we have plateaued. And everybody's worried that it's not going to start going up again. As you know, last week was spring break. We have a lot of college kids in Massachusetts and Boston area, and there's a fear that we're going to start another surge. But right now, it's kind of plateaued. The vaccines are going very well. Every part of the state seems to be getting what they need or want. And again, talking to other hams and talking to other non-hams, we seem to be able to get what we need. I got my second vaccine this week, and everything went well, except the day after I was a little bit achy, but Tylenol took care of that. So that's what's going on here. I think our infection rate is about 1.7 at this point. Last time I checked it, it may be different right now, but that's what it was. So that's about where we are here. So let's get one last call and see if there's anybody else out there that's been trying to get in and I haven't heard them. Go ahead.
Victor Echo 7, Bravo.
There's a station. I didn't get the whole call. Go ahead.
Victor Echo 7, Bravo Sierra Papa.
Victor Echo 7 BQP. I think that's what it was. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Victor Echo 7, Bravo Sierra Papa from Victoria, Canada. Just an update on our vaccines. We're starting to have our third vaccine, and now we've approved the J&J one in Canada as well, but we have not seen inventory yet. Our vaccination here on the West Coast is the mass public vaccination. Most patients, long-term care residents, and healthcare workers have been vaccinated to date, so things are moving well. And because it's the first day of spring, in Canada we talk about April showers bring May flowers. We've started out here in Victoria in fine form, even up until March. It's a rainy day today. 732 on net. Victor Echo 7, Bravo Sierra Papa.
Victor Echo 7 B Sierra Papa. Richard, that's fine. WA1EXA. Oh, good to hear that things are moving along. I'll have you know on the other side of the continent, it's a very nice day over here in Cape Cod. So what you're getting now, we'll get in a couple of days. I'm sure. Okay, that was the last call that I have. One more call. Anybody else out there? WA1EXA for the Marklenet.
Kilo Bravo Zero Lima Zulu.
Kilo Bravo Zero station, go ahead. I didn't get the rest of the call.
Kilo Bravo Zero Lima Zulu LZ Lima Zulu. Just checking in for the first time, looking at the Marco site on the internet. Been reading the mail. Name is Jim, Juliet India Mike, and I'm in southwestern Wisconsin. And I'm 74 years old, but I'm still awaiting my second vaccination. So back to you, Net Control.
Very good, Jim. We got you. Kilo Bravo Zero LZ Lima Z. Well, very good. I hope you get your second one on time. And sounds like you're working through things out in Ohio. Well, thank you for stopping in. Um, uh, so, is there anyone else? Is there anyone else listening that I didn't get? WA1EXA.
This is N4TSC. I wasn't addressing some of the issues earlier, but apparently the YouTube link that I had initially when I tried to set up was actually giving an old recording with Jay on it, and I thought he was on today, and that created some confusion. Wait. As to the COVID vaccinations, I think that Florida is trying to get it coordinated better. My wife and I tried to get scheduled more than 3 months ago, and eventually, through the medical staff office at one of the hospitals that I've been on staff, arranged for us to get the vaccination. And that was about 2.5 weeks ago for me and about 2 weeks ago for my wife. And then last week, each of us got independent calls from the state of Florida asking about what our medical condition was and whether we had the vaccination. So they're trying to do a follow-up, and I think that shows you the fractionation that exists between one state and another. And it's like one part of the government doesn't know what the other part is doing, but at least they're trying. And I just want to thank Hilton for his audio report. I'm doing this on the Droid Start because my Pi Star went out. And KB4IZ Jack, if you're listening, I sent you an email yesterday asking for your help in restoring my Pi Star. So if you have a moment, that information is in the email, and perhaps you can let me know whether you have any knowledge that might help me resolve that issue. With that, at least we're trying to get the digital system set up as a backup for regular MarcoNet and other methods of communication. And I can report that the COVIDNet that we do on Wednesday night has run into issues because of poor communication on 40 meters. And we'll have to figure out a way to incorporate digital to help that out. With that, I return it back to the WA1EXA and 4TS.
Okay, N4TSZ, WA1EXA. I have been trying to listen to the COVID-net, and I cannot hear it on 40 meters here. And so I don't know what, I thought maybe you guys had ended it or went off the air. So as of yet, I have yet to hear it. And I've been trying to listen off and on for weeks since they started it. So yeah, that is a problem. Okay. Let's see. Jack, do you have an answer for him? Go ahead. K4IZ. KD4ICWA1EXA. Are you there? Well, nothing heard. Okay. Anyone else like to make a comment to someone else or to the group at large? Go ahead.
This is Papa Yankee 2, Bravo, Bravo, Quebec again. Okay, now I'm trying to transmit from my local repeater, over.
Hilton, I can hear you fine on the radio. Yeah, that seems to be working fine. WA1EXA.
So let's try again. No, I'm a repeater, and hope it solves the transmission to the internet as well. Well, I'd like to thank you guys for your patience. The transition through the YouTube seems to be working. There were some problems today because of my reception. You were not receiving what I was transmitting through my uh, Blue DV. I don't know really what was going on. Probably some issue with the microphone because I need to use two different mics, one for the YouTube and the other for the DV, the Blue DV. So that may have been the issue. Then I tried to turn on the Droid Star and discover that we can just one just one hotspot at a time. As soon as I turn it on the Droid Star, the Blue DV turn it off. So I'll try to figure out the best way of transmitting and make myself wait to hear me both YouTube and TV as well. Okay, so thank you very much. Everybody have a nice weekend. We are working hard here to win this war against the COVID-19, and vaccine is the response. Thank you, Mark. Back to you. Thank you to Quebec.
UI2 BBQ WA1EXA. We got you both on the radio and on YouTube that time. So you came through both. A little bit of computer noise on the radio, but nothing to disturb you as far as your conversation. Well, good luck out there, and I hope things turn around because we've all been through trying to get this thing taken care of. And after a while, we've been fighting it a year, and after a while, everybody's just a lot tired. And hopefully, we see a light sometime soon. And that light, hopefully, is not a train coming at us. Okay, that'll be it. I'll be closing down the net. Let's see. Chip N5 RTF. Let's see. I got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people, and 3 countries: Canada, Brazil, and the U.S. If you can report that, I would appreciate it. So we'll be closing the net. We meet every week at 1500. And we thank everybody. Thank everybody, the owners of the Quad Array, for helping us out. And we really do appreciate it. So 73 for now. And we'll wish you good luck. Bye-bye. 73.
This is N4TSC, KD4IZ. Are you around, Jack? N4TSC